right, everybody. I got Corey Smith on the line with me. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing good. Now, you're currently on the road right now touring, aren't you?
Yep, I'm up in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Stillwater, Oklahoma. And how's the weather up there?
A little chilly.
Is it?
Not bad, though. Sunny.
You didn't get into any of those tornadoes that come through the other day, did you?
No, I guess we dodged those. We drove through the middle of it, but we were asleep, and, we
right.
went through.
Well, let me get this adjusted. Now, you was actually, is it true you was a teacher before you got into music completely?
Yeah, I taught high school for 4 years and played bar gigs on the side just to make a little extra money. But I didn't play cover. I played some cover songs, but I'm a singer-songwriter, so I played the bar gigs and played mostly original music. And eventually built up a following and,
right.
Made a couple of records. I made 3 records and released them independently before I had even left my teaching job.
Right, okay. Well, yeah, and that was one thing I was going to ask about. Now, as an independent, it looks like you sold over 800,000 singles. Is that true? Or did I get that wrong?
That sounds right. I'm not real good with the numbers, but yeah, we sold a lot. I've only been with Average Joe's for the past year, and they're still an indie label, a growing indie label, but
right.
Certainly like-minded from the same place.
Yeah, it's an awesome label to be with. It's matter of fact, we're on everybody that's on that label. It's just an awesome group of bands. There's a lot of talent there, but it's got to be an honor to be with guys like that. I know that Colt Ford has. We talked to him last Friday, and he said that he was a co-owner. But I've seen where he done some kind of collaborations with some of the artists. Have you guys worked together yet?
No, we haven't. We're currently working on a song. We'll see how it comes out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're from just right down the road from one another, so we've known each other for years.
Right.
There's a pretty small world, really,
right.
in the grand scheme of things. Brantley is from my hometown, Brantley Gilbert. So he's from Jefferson. So the first 2 years that I was out touring, when I was still teaching school, and then afterwards he was opening every show for me. So he rode around with backseat, and we go back a long ways, like brothers. And eventually Colt went out with Brantley and was because they did the Dirt Road anthem together, and I met Colt that way, and have known him ever since then. And then as the label grew, it made a lot of sense for me to go over there just because they had a lot going on, a lot more resources and infrastructure than I had. And at the end of the day, I was going to be able to get more ears listening to the music and not have to change anything.
Right, right. Well, I know that you have a pretty big following in Texas, and we know you came to the College Station here a couple months ago, and I've heard you've been there before. Now, do you know when the next time you'll be in the Texas area, offhand?
I know we're going to be back at Billy Bob's in, I think, February, but it's not February. We're going to be in the early part of next year.
Okay.
I've been trying to get out to Texas at least 3 times a year.
Really?
It's been really good to me. I have to say that being a pure singer-songwriter, I'm much more at home in Texas than even in a place like Nashville.
Right.
Out here, the red dirt scene has been good to me.
Right. Okay.
Where they still focus on the song and the relationship between the singer and the song is real important. So I felt at home.
Well, another thing, I know that you are a father, right? You have a couple boys. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a 5- and 6-year-old boys.
Now, how does that take a role as far as your work? I know you're on the road a lot. You're out doing a lot of things. You guys spend a lot of time apart. Does it make it hard on you while you're out performing?
Yeah, that's definitely the hardest thing about this kind of job. But, a lot of people have to travel for their jobs.
Right.
My dad was an electrician, and he was gone a lot when I was a kid. But he did what he had to do to provide for the family. And, there's soldiers overseas that are gone for years at a time without seeing their family. So in the grand scheme of things, what I do is pretty doggone easy. Right.
Okay. Well, we have a show here that we do for new artists, and it's for new and upcoming artists. Most of these aren't signed, and I was kind of looking for some advice you would have as far as an independent. What kind of advice would you give these guys that's just now new and upcoming?
You've got to evaluate your priorities. And for me, I spent years doing things for the wrong reasons, I think. When I was, in my 20s, early 20s,
right.
I made music, but I think I was doing it because I wanted to, I wanted to gain notoriety or fame and fortune or whatever, and then I decided to become a teacher, and took school seriously, and then, family and security became my number one interest. And then I realized through all that I still made music, not because I had some pipe dream of becoming rich or famous, but I made music because it made me happy. Right. I got pure joy out of it. And it wasn't until that point that people actually wanted to listen to it. So my advice to anyone starting out is you have to be able to find joy in the music. You have to make music for its own sake, because that's what art is. Art is something that we pursue for its own sake, not as a means to an end. And I think when you listen to a lot of mainstream music, that to me is the main thing that jumps out. Is I hear a lot of music out there that's obviously created simply to gain money, simply to gain fame, simply to gain notoriety, not just something pursued for its own sake.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, now I know your website's CoreySmith.com, and I was on there a month or two ago, and I know you guys are offering a free download of the song Chattanooga, and I got the song and listened to it, and it kind of jumped out to me, so I read a little bit about it, and I was just kind of wanting to know a little bit about kind of what your thoughts was on the situation and what happened in Chattanooga.
Well, it's a long story, and the song Chattanooga is one of the most literally true songs I've ever written. It was my explanation of what happened. And to make a long story short, I have a song about a night when I got arrested.
Right.
And I've been playing the song at shows for years. It's one of the most popular songs. People sing along to it, but it's vulgar, It's called F for Popo.
Right.
And I play it. I don't play it at every show, because a lot of shows I play are all ages, or they're outdoors. They're family friendly, so I don't play a song like that, obviously, a family friendly show. But at most shows, especially club shows, I play it. And I've only had a problem playing it on one occasion, and that was in Chattanooga, probably 5 or 6 years ago. I played it in this little bar, and there was a policeman in there who walked in at the wrong time. He took the song the wrong way. He thought that I was playing it because he came in the room. Someone poured a beer on him. He got mad. He then told the owner of the club that I was never going to play that town again. And then if the owner of the club had me back, he would come and,
right.
create some problems for him. So needless to say, the owner of that club never had me back. I recently was able to go back to Chattanooga, though. We had a new club opened up, a much bigger club, and I was the second artist playing there. It was a sold-out show, 1,400 people. And that same officer had gotten a promotion and was now the head of the liquor board, or the beer board there.
Oh.
Came into the show at the end of the night, started hassling people, trying to find people drinking, and conveyed to the club that if they allowed me to play that song, he was going to make it hard for them to keep their liquor license. And eventually the club, pulled the plug on my show. And the song Chattanooga was my response to the whole thing. Rather than worrying about trying to file a suit with the city or anything crazy, I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to write a song, because that's what I do. And Chattanooga is the result.
And my understanding is the song got pretty big after that, right? I know there's I pretty much heard about it. It was one of the first songs I heard about when I heard about Corey Smith, was Chattanooga. So,
really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. It's certainly not representative of much of my music, because it's a rap song. But I felt like that, the nature of that song, it needed to be sort of aggressive and in your face.
Right. Well, it was something that from my understanding, it's something that just kind of got escalated out of hand, and you stood up for what you believe in my understanding. But now, moving on, I guess. Now, what does it take? Back to the new artist thing. What does it take to get the attention when these guys are out there working, they're playing, they're doing what they love? What does it take to get the attention of a major label? Someone like Average Joe's or anybody out of Nashville, for that matter.
Well, I think what it would take to get the attention of a major label is different than what it would take to get the attention of a label like Average Joe. I think at the end of the day, it's about getting people out to a show, people who are moved by the music, coming to listen to, not cover songs, but listening to your own original songs. If you can sell tickets consistently, not just in your hometown, but
right.
in other places, you can sell tickets consistently, and people are coming there because they are singing along to your songs, then think you'll get the attention of a lot of people, not just concert promoters, but you'll get the attention of you'll get the attention of record labels and radio people, because that's what it's all about.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm not going to keep you all day. I know you're a busy man, and we really appreciate you calling in. Let's see. The website is CoreySmith.com, and the current single is Maybe Next Year, and that's off the Broken Record album. Is that right?
Yeah, the Broken Record came out in June. I'm excited. Next Wednesday, which is November 16th, is the world premiere of Maybe Next Year's video on CMT.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to make a note of that and check that out.
Yeah, milestone. I haven't been on TV that many times, so this is going to be fun to watch.
Now, was it recently that you guys filmed the video? What kind of work does it take to put into that? You know, I hear these guys, sometimes they spend months making these things. Was it a good experience? Did you have fun doing it?
Yeah, this was my second video, and I learned a lot on the first one. Mainly, I learned on the first one I learned on the first one that I don't know how to direct a video.
Okay.
You know, I had all these images in my head. You know, I wanted the video to go along with my images of the song, and I had some specific memories of that song. The song then was 21. That was my first video. So I wanted to go to Athens and cut it in Athens, sort of on location in all the places where I hung out. And I worked with the director who did a tremendous job. But at the end of the day, you know, the video doesn't look like all these pictures in my head, because that's not the way. It's pretty hard for to capture those kind of things on film, and I don't know anything about what looks good on film or what makes a good video. Right. I just have a bunch of guesses. Where this time, after the 21 experience, I went in with the director and was like, you know what, you've got the song, you know what looks good on film, you know what's going to work. Why don't you come up with the idea and then run it by me, and just let him interpret, and then I can add what's needed, or if there's things I don't like, say it. So I think the director did a great job. He came up with a storyline for the video that supports the song, I think, perfectly. I hope people are going to like it.
And that's next Wednesday, you say, on CMT?
Yep, next Wednesday on CMT.
I'll make sure to remind everybody, and we'll post it on Facebook too. I'll be sure to check it out myself. But man,
yeah, they're going to be running it every hour on the hour.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Well, man, it's been an honor talking to you. I really appreciate it, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you very much. Pleasure talking to you.
You too, man.
Take care, Jason.